Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Purls and Pyrs podcast. I am your host, Nina, otherwise known as Ine, on Ravelry, Instagram, Pinterest. We'll see how this goes. To all new viewers, thank you for checking me out, and to all returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate each and every one of you. So it is April 11th, I think. 11th? It'd be nice if I checked the date before I started podcasting, wouldn't it? Yes, 11th, as I use my work phone to see what the date is. And I am coming to you from a reasonably sunny central Connecticut. It is warm-ish out, so it's in like the 50s today. But we do have a higher fire risk today because it's very dry. So we shall see what happens. But yeah, I have pink eye. So not wearing makeup because I don't want to contaminate my mascara. And yeah, when I blink, I have like the stuff going in front of my eyes. It's delightful. I've had to work from home the last 2 days, and I went home early the day before that. I worked more at home, but yeah, I've had a hard time like looking at screens for long periods of time, which is fine. Like I can listen to records, I can just sit and knit, whatever. I am still reading books and that seems to be fine, but like looking at computer screens for working was very difficult to focus my eyes sufficiently for like doing combination movement and thinking and calculating and stuff. So anyway, yeah, trying to limit that as much as I can, but I did want to come on here and record, and this is my normal recording time. So there you go. I'm wearing this shirt from my aunt. She gave it to me. I really like the shaping of it, but I don't love that it's like a Palm Beach, Florida shirt, but whatever. It's really comfortable, and it is very attractive to dog fur. So I constantly have a lot of pure glitter on this shirt. I don't know why. The cotton it's made out of seems to like really let things cling to it. Oh yeah, I got my tetanus shot yesterday too, because when I went to go get my drops for my eyes, I figured why not make my arm hurt as well. I hadn't had a tetanus shot in, I don't know, like 11 years. So I was definitely due for one. And since I work somewhere where there's a lot of metal, chances are that, you know, something could get in my skin and I don't want to get tetanus. So there you go. Get your vaccinations, kids. I do not have any finished objects this week. I am basically only working on 2 projects. I did a little bit of work on a sock, but I don't think I have it with me because I took it with me to CVS to get my shot and to get treatment for pink eye. So I think it's in the car. Yeah, I think so. Yesterday was Joshua's first school dance. I don't think he liked it. I haven't really talked to him about it because it went till 8:30 and that's like my bedtime. So I think I was already in bed when he got home because Josh went to go pick him up. I dropped him off. And then, yeah, he took a nap this morning. So when they left for jujitsu, I'd barely spoken with him. Maybe just like, hello, how are you doing? Good morning. Yeah, but I don't know. Josh said he didn't have a good time, so I kind of also didn't want to ask him if it wasn't fun. My Monstera has a new baby leaf. Ooh, I see it coming out. Yay! And it has a new big leaf too on the bigger plant. It's over there in the corner. And I did take a little video today of my new setup behind, which is behind you. You can't see it, but you'll be able to see it at the end of the video if you are interested. Because I took a little bit of video. I feel pretty happy with the setup. I think it'll be good. And it does seem to like open up the room more, and it lets in more light because the cushions that or the cushion covers that I made for the bench seating are very lightly colored, so when the sun shines in, it reflects off of them and kind of generates more light overall into this room, which is nice. So yeah, I've been working on two things. Yeah, so let's get into it. The first thing is the cardigan for my husband. I'm doing the classic cardigan by Tin Can Knits out of Knit Picks Provincial Tweed. So it's not going to look like I did more, but I did a lot. Because now it's on a 60-inch cable, and I still can't spread it all the way out. Oh my gosh. Sorry. It's very twisty. And I have finished one ball of this yarn. So I just joined a new ball, like just the last row. So here it is all stretched out on a 60-inch cable, and you can see that it's like still squished up. It's gigantic, but it fits my husband really well. This is in the colorway gray. It has some really nice tweedy flecks. I really like how it's knitting up. I think what I'm going to do is once I get to the sleeve separation, I'm going to knit the sleeves before I knit the rest of the body, because I think that'll result in a little bit less overall like turning and struggling with this giant piece of material, because you have to turn it a lot for sleeves. So I think it'll be nicer to do it that way, to work the sleeves first and then work down the rest of the body. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got 4 more repeats, I think. 3.5 because I'm halfway across a repeat. So a repeat's just, knitting all the way, purling all the way back. So I have 3 more plus going back the other direction before I'm done with having all the sleeve stitches done. So like then you would, only do the increases on the front and back panels and not on the sleeves. So that'll be nice to get to that point. And yeah, it's going to get to 408 stitches, I think, before... No, that's only just getting to where I'm done with making the sleeves bigger, and then I still have increases to do. I don't know how many stitches I'm going to have on this thing before I'm done. A lot. The answer is a lot. Because I'm doing the fingering weight sport weight version. If you didn't watch last episode, the classic cardigan is part of the basics bundle from Tin Can Knits, and it is written to be in multiple different weights. So you just pick your weight of yarn that you're doing, and then all of the sizes are included from baby all the way up to 6XL. Yeah, so it's a really good value for a pattern. So that is that. One ball down. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I said I thought I might not have enough yarn. In the process of moving this thing around, I was going through some of the bins of yarn and reorganizing, and I found 2 more balls of this yarn. I swore I bought 10 because they sent me it in the package. Like, you know how yarn typically comes in bags of 10 to yarn stores or whatever? So they had sent me a whole unopened package of yarn. So I thought that I had 10, and I remembered getting that full package. So then I was surprised when I only could find 8. And I thought, okay, maybe I only got 8, but because it was most of it, they just took 2 out and resealed the bag. But no, I got 10. So I have 10. I have plenty of yarn for this project, enough for pockets, and I'll probably have 1 extra skein because I think I calculated I would only need 9 at most. So I'm totally fine. I will not need to order more yarn, which is great because they do still have this colorway, but you could risk dye lot issues because I did purchase it, I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago. Something like that. I think it was 3 years ago. Okay. The other thing I did, which I've gotten a lot of progress done on this one, is I pulled back out my Sunday swirl tank by Jessie Made Designs. And I finished the neckline, which I'm super proud of. I think it looks really good. And I did the armhole ribbing on both sides. And now I'm basically just finishing up the body. So I am making it longer than it calls for because in the pattern, they have it cropped and it's kind of shorter in the front. I don't like that look for me. I do not want that. So I'm making it longer, and then I will do the split for the hem, like when it's kind of at what would be my belt line for like on pants. I think that's where I'm going to split it. I'm really close. I think I maybe need one more chart repeat because each chart repeat is, I think, about an inch. Yeah, it's exactly an inch. So I think I'm going to do one more full cable repeat and then I will split for the hem. But it is fitting really nicely. I made the size 36 to 38 bust because I think Jessie Made Designs tend to have a lot of ease built into them, and I have been bitten by that before where I've made things that are from her and then they are too big, and I don't want to do that again. I have made that very V-neck raglan twice now. One of the times I went almost all the way down and then ripped it out. The second time I finished it and I am now ripping that one out, and both times it's because it's too big. So, and I was knitting the size that supposedly was for my bust, but what I didn't look at is the actual finished garment measurements, and those were way too big. They had like 5 inches of ease built into the pattern. So just, her patterns are great, just know that she builds in ease, so just look at the finished garment measurements rather than the bust size garments, because that's like suggested to get the recommended ease that you want. But this one, I did go down a size to get to the finished garment measurements I want. It is measuring a little smaller than I expected. However, it is cotton acrylic, so it will not have any memory. So it fits great on, but I think also when it starts to relax after, you know, you wear it once or twice, then it won't be like saggy and weird. So yeah, I'm knitting it out of James C. Brett Cool Cotton. Like I said, that's a cotton acrylic blend. I don't know what the colorway is, but it's just a mint green. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. It looks so cute on, and I think it's going to be really nice with like jean shorts and stuff in the summertime because it is an all over lace pattern. So it'll be nice and cool and open. And this yarn is really spongy. It's nice to knit with. It doesn't like hurt my hands or anything, even though it is a cotton yarn. So that is it in terms of whips. Then, let's see. As far as acquisitions go, I have got 2 of my, what are they called? The Chai Latte minis from Chromatic Yarns. So I'm part of the Chai Latte tier on Patreon, and with that tier you get a pack of minis every month. So it's 3 20-gram minis, right? 20-gram minis? Yeah. And they're just dyed in like non-repeatable colors. So this one is based on biscuits. This was the February. So it's pink sprinkle, berry biscoff, and lemon and blueberry. So very pastel-y colors. And then this one is Iridescent Scales, Magic Waters, and Mystical Stands. It looks kind of fadey. So I was kind of thinking if I did these 3 in the middle. There's this mitten pattern, or it's not mittens, it's a fingerless mitts called the Fade Walker Mitts pattern. And it's meant to be for fade of minis. So I think if I did those 3, and probably if I popped this one over on this side, that would kind of be a nice fade for those. I really love this yellow one. So anyway, I have a lot of minis now because I'm part of the chai latte tier for really since she started. I had to drop out while I was unemployed. So I missed like 3 months maybe of minis because then she didn't have a spot for me to get back in for a little bit. But I have a lot of them, so I really do need to start using them in something. Then I got a few patterns recently because there's a sale on the Woolen Pine. I think it's the 3 Seasons pullover, the 3 Seasons cardigan, and the 3 Seasons tee, which they just came out with. That one is in a fingering weight. So I got that one because I really do love the cabling. And I had been thinking about the 3 Seasons pullover, but had not bought the pattern yet. So they had them at 30% off. So I got the pullover and the tee. I don't know if I would make the cardigan. I'm not sure. But since I wasn't sure, I didn't buy it. And then I got the Lyrebird cardigan and a pattern by the same designer called Leah. That one is like, it's got a lace motif here, but it's leaves. And then it's on a reverse stockinette background. So it's all reverse stockinette to like here. With that lace motif, and then it's stockinette the rest of the way down. So I'm thinking I'm going to make that out of some yarn I have that Joshua had me buy at, I think it was Connecticut Sheep and Wool, which is coming up. And it is CC's Wool. So no, it couldn't have been Connecticut Sheep and Wool because CC's Wool doesn't go to Connecticut Sheep and Wool. I think it was New England Fiber Festival. So it's like gray with rainbow speckles, and it's called Over the Rainbow. But one skein is 1,100 yards, so it's plenty for me to make a sweater. He originally wanted it for a sweater for him, but he really is not into hand knit sweaters right now at all. He's very much into like a t-shirt, a hoodie, sweatpants. That is his uniform all the time, and more power to him. Like, he doesn't really have to worry about what he wears, and all of his stuff goes together. Cool. But I'm not going to let yarn sit around until he gets back into knitting again. I'm sure he's going to get there eventually. Probably in high school, he'll be back into wanting to have like some sweaters and stuff for the winter time. But luckily, it is enough for me to make a sweater for myself, so I'm going to. So I'm going to make the Leah out of that because I think it'll be really pretty. It's kind of a subtle speckling, so I don't think it will detract from the lace, but CC's Wool is also on the lighter side of fingering weight, so I think it will be really nice, you know, kind of fall, spring, not a super heavy, so a 3-season sweater. Is there anything else I got? No, I think that's it in terms of patterns. I don't have a lot to share this week, honestly. I almost thought about not recording, but I was like, then I'll get out of the habit and I won't do it. I haven't cast on for either of the tees that I have planned because I want to get to sleeve separation for Josh's sweater, and I'm so close on this one. I'm so close that I want to finish it, kind of. And I know if I start something new, I won't want to finish it. Oh, I did think of something. I want to rip out a sweater. Do I even have it anywhere? Where is it? I gotta fix this bag. I took some, what's it called? Shakshuka to work, and it was in like one of those silicone Ziplocs. but I was walking quickly into work because I was late for a meeting, and it pushed it open and basically like shakshuka went everywhere in my bag. So it got on this, it got on my Plies and Hellhounds tote bag. I hand washed everything I could while I was at work, but this one, it probably needs to be actual washed too. I think it smells okay. It was a mess. Luckily, those bags though protected my knitting, so I did not have my knitting destroyed, because that was my semi-tempestosa was in that same bag, and if it had soaked all the way through, I think it would have been destroyed, because it was like bright red oily tomato sauce. Oh my goodness, I barely made it on that one. Okay, this isn't really a knitting related thing on getting further, but I think I'm going to rip this out because it's been sitting in my bag for maybe 2 years now, and I've not got any farther on it. I don't have any motivation to pull it out and work on it. It is fall frolic, but with short sleeves was the intention. I don't know. I think just because I didn't do waist shaping, and I regret that. I wish I had done waist shaping. So that's one thing, but I'd have to rip it back really far to do waist shaping, and I kind of just don't want to knit the same sweater again. So yeah, I think I'm going to rip this out today, and I'm going to reclaim the yarn. Yeah, because I was thinking about knitting something else. Also, it's got a weird like dragging on the yarn. I kind of wanted this gray for something different. I don't even remember what it was for. But there was something that I thought it would look really good with, and then I was like, oh, but I have that already like set aside with the Summer Frolic. But no, I don't have to have it set aside for the Summer Frolic. I'm sorry, I'm looking over there because I'm looking for what made me think I wanted this yarn for something else. Hi, little sheepy. I don't even remember. But I know that I don't want it in this. So I'm just you're gonna be my moral support while I take the needles out. I'll rip it all out later, because that's the whole thing when you're alternating skeins. Like, ripping out a sweater is a commitment. But yeah, I think this needs to go away. It's been in the bag long enough. It doesn't need to be here anymore. Blech. Okay. There we go. I'm taking back my needle. Those look really big. Was I doing this on a 6? No, it's a 5. Why does that look so chunky? It's like a really chunky 5. I would swear those were a size 6. They're really chunky. I don't know if I believe that. It's a beefy 5. It barely is fitting in there. All right. Well, all right. I guess I got another size 5. That's good, because I need a size 5 to cast on the other stuff I want to cast on. So I can cast on my, whatever that's called. Losing it. The Avondale. So I can cast on the Avondale. And I also had this, like, tubing. I do enjoy the try-it-on tubing for sleeves. I don't trust it for a whole sweater. I've had it go wrong on me a couple too many times with a lot of stitches. But I have like taken some that I had and I've cut it into pieces that are the right size for putting sleeve stitches on hold, because I do think it's really useful for that. So I have it on that. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's not doing it for me. And I love this yarn so much. just needs to be something that I love more than this. Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, I'm really struggling lately, guys, with all the stuff going on in the world, and I am having a hard time with everything. Like we all are, I'm sure, or many of us are. Yeah. So anyway, you all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I am struggling. But yeah, now I can take my Pyrs bag back. This is a bag that my friend Sue sewed for me, and it has Great Pyrenees and coffee on it, and it's so cute. So I want that to be something that I am like using more regularly for projects. Yeah, this yarn just needs to go back in my stash where it belongs. Today we're gonna go to Costco, Trader Joe's. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about going to Hex and looking for some more records and stuff. Because that would be fun to have more records to listen to. And there's so much stuff there just to kind of go through. But I also kind of don't want to do a big trip because it's kind of far away. It's about a 30-minute drive, and then, you know, it's probably a couple of hours there looking through everything and then coming back. So it is a commitment. It's most of a day. I also need to figure out a solution for cleaning records because some of the ones I've got are pretty dirty, like they're really dusty and stuff. So I need to get like a record cleaning kit, I think, so I can do that. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here because I don't really have anything useful to say right now. But until next time, I hope you get some time to do the things you love, and that you stay safe, you stay involved, you know, do the best we can. We're all just doing the best we can. That's all I gotta say. All right, take care. Bye. While I wait for my phone to charge, because I'm, you know, in my prime podcasting time right now, but I can't podcast because my phone's charging. I thought I would show you the redoing of the room. So just to orient you, here's my yarn storage with some bags in front of it that need to be cleaned up. So that's kind of where I put most of my stash. There's a little bit over on the other side, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So I moved the chair, is here right now. So here's my coffee table. There's wipes from the dogs, sorry. This is the big plant I was talking about last episode. It kind of fills the entire table. But I've got this little side table. Right now I have my record player on it, but it kind of moves around the house because Josh also uses it for workouts. So this plant normally lives on that table, but I moved it up onto the treadle sewing machine so that I could listen to records. Got a couple of baskets of yarn there. So it's kind of stuff that's either queued up for projects or has current projects in it. So all of that yarn I was talking about for the Lyrebird cardigan is right there. There's my Advent from Gabby from 2 years ago, the Flies and Hellhounds one. And then there's some Robin's Promise yarn there that I'm thinking about casting on sometime soon. This is where the Monstera ended up. So this is where the treadle sewing machine used to be. There's always been a desk in that corner since we moved in, which is why we had these little shelves up above there. So I keep like my scissors, some other sewing notions in there. But, you know, whatever. And so this is where we moved the bench. storage and seating. So far it seems to be working more or less. Hubble knocks these cushions off constantly. I think what I need to do is buy some of that like strip Velcro and put some down on the bench, like the kind that has adhesive, and then put the other side on the bottom of the cushions so I can just stick them down and they'll be harder to pull off. But I'd have to decide kind of where I want the cushions to be, unless I did a long strip all the way across. Maybe I could do that. Anyway, that pillow is usually propped up, but Joshua was laying there yesterday, so it's down. But you can see what Hubble has done to the windowsill. He has just scratched the crap out of the paint. We had repainted this after Josh rebuilt this windowsill. He basically took out, there was like a rotting board there, and he put a nice big piece of a more solid wood board there, and then painted it. But yeah, Hubble has screwed that up, so we will need to repaint it, but I'm waiting to see how well this goes. However, I have been able to keep a plant here without him knocking it over, because I stopped being able to put plants here once we got Hubble. Ada would never bother them, so I had a lot of plants here before, but Hubble knocks them off. He has murdered more than one plant that way. So there's an anthurium there right now, and so far it has not moved, which is good. I kind of put it there because he punched some holes in this screen with his claws. So I thought if I put a plant there and the bench there, maybe he wouldn't do that. So anyway, now this corner's empty. I do have my sewing box there that my mom got for me, but yeah, I don't have anything else there. I'm thinking about the fiddle leaf fig that I've got, putting that in the corner because it's really straight up and down. But yeah, I've still got my artwork there, and then I've got my little paper mache mushrooms garland that I got from R.I.P. Joanne's, and yeah. But the dogs have both laid here quite a lot, so they really like this little thing. And it does make the room feel more open because it's not kind of bordered in by couch and thing on both sides. It's that you're coming in and then there's something at the end. And since the sun like shines off this and it's very light colored, you get a lot more reflected light coming into the room. So I do like the new setup. I'm happy with it. Yeah, it's good.